is. Let's take a break on Big 12 Live. Coming up next, it just might be the game of the year in the college football season. TCU, Texas Tech slugged it out with each team putting up 50-plus points. Who came away with their 6th win in 3 overtimes nonetheless? Welcome back to Big 12 Live. Seth Doege is ending his career in Texas Tech in style, leading the Red Raiders to a 5-1 record. Back in 2006, Doege was attending high school while his Tech team was in the Battle of Fort Worth. Let's flash back to that last meeting between these old Southwest Conference rivals. Emily Jones breaks down the last meeting some 6 years ago.
In 2006, Texas Tech traveled to Fort Worth to face TCU in just the school's second post-Southwest Conference matchup. Both teams were top 25 ranked, but it was TCU's defense that made headlines by shutting down the offense of Texas Tech coach Mike Leach. Quarterback Graham Harrell was held under 50% completion for 204 yards in a 12-3 Horned Frogs win. It was one of just 2 games in Leach's entire 10-year career as the Red Raiders head coach where the team did not score a touchdown.
Gary Patterson pre-turtleneck day. So we fast forward to today, a big game of these Big 12 powerhouses, Gary Patterson's Horned Frogs and Tommy Tuberville's Red Raiders. Pick it up in the second frame. TCU up by 3. Seth Doege goes deep towards the end zone. Eric Ward, unbelievable catch for the 29-yard touchdown. It wasn't a touchdown at first, but they reviewed it and changed it. Coach, why?
Watch this elbow hit the ground first. There it is right there. When they had to replay it several times, but he did get it down in bounds.
Texas Tech goes to the break up by 1. So we fast forward to the 4th quarter. Tech trailing by 5. Doege drops back, and he finds Alex Torres, who came alive today, Gary.
He really did. He hooked up with Seth Doege, made himself available, and they had a big day.
And Tech decides to go for the 2-point conversion, and they get it to Darren Moore Jr. Red Raiders regain the 3-point lead. Tommy Tuberville happy. Tech, though, the offense wasn't done yet. Seth Doege to Kenny Williams, and he'll break a tackle, and look at him go! 47 yards to the house, and the Red Raiders extend their lead to 10. And the Horned Frog fans started to file out. That was a bad thing to do because on 3rd and 20, Trevon Boykin, the missile to Ladarius Brown, who will make it a touchdown from 60 yards, and the Horned Frogs pull within 3. They still got a shot. So TCU with a chance to either tie or win. Boykin to Sky Dawson, who had a big game. He'll go 36 yards, and that would set up this man, Jaden Overcrom. This guy is money. He had a school record 6 field goals. And we are headed to overtime. What about all those people that left early? First overtime. TCU gets the ball first, and Boykin would hit Josh Boyce, and that's what you want to do, Gary. You want to score touchdowns in overtime.
No doubt about that. You can score first, put that touchdown on the board, put the pressure on the other team on their offense when they get out there.
The only problem is Texas Tech would answer. It's Doege to Eric Ward. Another amazing catch as the defender falls down. Ward's 3rd touchdown of the game. We're going to a 2nd overtime. Then Texas Tech from the Wildcat formation. They'll break it out. Doege will take the pitch to Jakeem Grant. For the 25-yard touchdown. How about that play?
Oh, gosh, guys, this was well designed. They had it drawn up. They had just exactly like they wanted to.
TCU would answer. Boykin to B.J. Catalone, I should say, 7 yards out. We're tied at 50. We're going to a 3rd overtime. So TCU can't score a touchdown, so they settle for a field goal. So Seth Doege needs a touchdown to win it, and he gets it to Alex Torres. Doege finished the game 30 of 42, 318 yards and 7 scores, 56-53 in a thriller. Tech with an impressive win. Just the Frogs' 3rd loss in the last 30 at home. Tech may have blown a 10-point lead late, but the Red Raiders are bowl eligible after their first losing season since 1992. Here's a very disappointed Gary Patterson after the game.
Told my kids in the locker room there's nobody to blame. I have to do a better job of calling it. Coach has got to do a better job. We got to find a way to make plays. Welcome to the Big 12. But I do think this. I do believe that we proved that we can play in it. Simple as that. When we're down 10, people are leaving the stadium. People leaving the stadium, we come back and tie it. Disappointing to me. I mean, our kids are fighting their tails off. I mean, it's you got to learn how to stay there till the end, to be honest with you.
Wow, how about that? Coach calling out the fans.
Well, I'm sure he's a little bit frustrated there, but he's exactly right. Now, this was kind of a no-flinch deal. And you got to give Boykin, the young quarterback at TCU, a bunch of credit. He grew up a lot today. Daigie's a gunslinger, guys. We've seen that before.
Fans deserve that, Gary?
Well, the fans, they're part of the program, and he's built this program very well over the last several years, obviously, and here's kind of their coming out party. Every game they play in the Big 12 is going to be a big game for TCU moving forward. Big games ahead of them, but, you know, when you're down early in a ball game, your fans are kind of losing a little bit of the focus and hope. Well, I think Trevon Boykin showed that, you know, he's a competitor, and this football team overall is a competitor for Gary Patterson.
And with that, let's take a look at the quarterback comparison in this one. Daigie has 3 6-touchdown passing games, which is as many as the rest of the FBS combined. 3 of his TDs in overtime when the game really counts the most, Gary.
Yeah, these guys, they both put on a kind of a show today. I thought Trevon Boykin was really credible because he was playing a little bit injured. If you saw the game carry on, he really wasn't at his best. And Seth Daigie, when he needed to throw the football and get touchdowns, that's what he did.
Coach, Tech and TCU exchanged touchdowns in the first 2 overtimes. And when TCU settled for the field goal, I think Texas Tech was licking their chops a little bit, weren't they?
Well, you know, this was such a peculiar type of ball game, back and forth, and like I said, about the time somebody thought they were out of it, they're back in it, and again, Boykin made big plays late when you thought he might wilt.
Tell us about what happened on that winning touchdown in overtime.
Well, this is kind of Seth Daigie, and this is Texas Tech at its best. Let's watch this. Gary can appreciate this now. Watch the receiver at the top. There's the 2 inside linebackers. These 2 backs now, they're going to get some cross flow right in front of them. Okay, so the linebacker steps up. When he sees action right at him, he just takes a couple of steps. Daigie comes right back at it, just takes a split second. Daigie puts the ball with great touch right over his head. This is classic Daigie, and that's tough those inside people, Gary.
Almost impossible for an inside linebacker to take care of the run and take care of the middle of the field. No safety back there, but he's got to respect number 2 up the middle of the field, and that coverage just didn't get it done, Kenny Kane.
Tommy Tuberville promised us a better defense when he came in. He's delivered. They went from 114 last year now to 4th. You're the doctor of defense. How have they done this, Gary?
Well, they've done it with belief, and I think what Art Kaufman is selling, these guys are buying, no doubt about it. And I think that one of the guys who is coming up big for them is Cody Davis, the safety, who's always around the football. You see him here with an opportunity to make an interception, and he comes down with the football. That's what he's done. He's a leader back there for him. He's always around the ball. One of the leading tacklers, not only in the conference, but also in the country. Cody Davis is making his mark on the Texas Tech defense, and he's coming up big at the right times.
Gary, you know, I'm wondering if Gary Patterson might have been a little distracted at times in this game, because there was some video of him tied up, tying his shoes. What's going on?
Well, I've watched Coach Patterson do this year after year after year. He's got a little bit of a habit of retying and tying his shoes. He goes in the first quarter. We see him in the second quarter. We'll see him in the third and fourth quarter, and even not even into overtime. Coach Patterson, I think we might need to get him some Bill Snyder type shoes. You know, Coach Snyder has some shoes that are Velcro covered over the top, and he's had a bunch of those pairs over the years. Maybe he might find some of those that might fit well and not have to retie his shoes all game. It was just interesting to watch.
You would think in Fort Worth you get a nice pair of cowboy boots so you wouldn't have to mess with tying anything. Think about that.
There you go.
Were you a Velcro guy on the sidelines?
No, it was strings, but they never did come untied like that.
You tied them twice. Well, TCU really needed this one today because the schedule is very heavy, backloaded. Look at this thing, Coach. It's amazing.
Well, we again welcome to the Big 12. You know, Oklahoma State, West Virginia. This is no bargain here, but at least they got Boykin coming on now. And like Coach Patterson said, hey, they can compete with these people. Just got to make a few more plays.
Meanwhile, a huge one for Texas Tech next week. It may even decide the Big 12, Gary.
Well, I think they've got to play better than they really did today. They only ran the ball for 69 yards, and one play for 47 was that much yardage in the game. So they really only had the rest of the game only 25 yards or so running the football. They'll need to improve that along with Seth Daigie keeping up the level of play that he's at.
Break time on Big 12 Live.